Hello, this is Dale Calvert. I'd like to welcome you to this week's MLM Minute. Those of you that have been subscribers of this program for a long time know that I'm a huge basketball fan, big University of Kentucky fan, and every year my dad and my brother and I go to Rupp Arena to Kentucky's Sweet 16 basketball tournament. It's the boys' high school basketball tournament, and Kentucky's only one of, I think, a couple of states left that has no class. I mean, no. I didn't mean that the way it sounded, but no class from the standpoint they don't have a class A, B, C, D, E, or whatever. All the schools come together. Doesn't matter if you're a small school or a huge school from Louisville or Lexington. They take the 16 regional teams and they play a tournament all week long, and then Saturday night they have the winner. It's kind of like Hoosiers, for those of you that have seen the movie Hoosiers. Well, we've been going for probably 15 years, and every year it seems like the crowd gets behind some small mountain team and hopes that they win it. This year, our team from my city that I'm in, Georgetown, Kentucky, where our office is, our local team was actually one of the finals in the Sweet 16 and made it to the Final Four, and they were actually rated #1 in the state, but they got knocked out of the tournament. But there was a little team from the mountains of Kentucky up in Pike County, where all the coal mines are, called Shelby Valley. And small enrollment, about 500 kids in the whole school. And we kind of really got behind that team and liked watching the team, and had seen them a couple years before in the tournament. And it was really, really interesting this year because they made it to the finals. And it was Shelby Valley, the little mountain school, versus the huge Louisville school, Louisville Ballard. And it was Hoosiers all over again. And to make a long story but very exciting story short, the mountain school won. And I've been going to the state tournament for probably 10 or 15 years. I have never seen a little mountain school actually win the state tournament. So it was great. It was a great time, great experience. But I started thinking about that because the mountain school was an underdog. That's what they were. There's no way in the world they should have beat the Louisville school. They were an underdog, but they weren't a victim. And I started thinking about this because this morning I was talking to a friend that had been in corporate America for 20 years. I had a great job and got laid off along with a whole lot of other people. And they were on a conference call this morning. And the purpose of the conference call was to help people kind of regroup, and it was supplied by the company free of charge, where people could go and get some career counseling and some career advice and kind of point people in a direction for their future, which was a great service provided by the company. And my friend said, all I heard all morning long was a bunch of people that were griping and complaining about why me? Why me? They were victims. They weren't underdogs, they were victims. And it got me thinking, and that's really what I want you to think about this week, because there's no question that there's a lot of you right now on your teams. You have people that, conceive and seem like they're an underdog and feel like they're an underdog in their mind, but in reality, everything they project, everything they say, they're coming from a victim mentality. They're coming from a victim mentality. And there's a difference, people think, well, the underdog has some merit and the underdog gets attention and people like to play the underdog role. But a lot of times people with a victim mentality, that the world's out to get them, everybody's out to mess over them, really perceive themselves as, oh, I'm a little underdog, but they're a victim. And they project that in their business, in everything that they do, and they're never going to attract anybody to their team if that's where they come from. And I know right now you're thinking of 3 or 4 people that have this victim mentality. And maybe you want to send them this video, maybe you don't, but I think it's to be aware of that and help people to understand there's a difference between being an underdog and being a victim. Victims will never win. Underdogs do sometimes. I'm going to put a link on this page right here when I leave, and it'll give you a video, a DVD that we did a few years ago called Forever a Victim? I Don't Think So. It should be part of your library because you're going to have people on your team that need to see this video. I hope it'll help you. I hope this has given you something to think about this weekend. This is Dale Calvert. We'll see you next week with the MLM Minute.